Good afternoon or morning, everyone. Please help me welcome March's featured author for the Cozy Mystery Book Club, Lucy Carroll. Lucy's top priority is to entertain you and to keep you turning the pages. She writes mysteries for those who like it fun, fast, and don't mind losing a little sleep. Living and writing in the Pacific Northwest, she loves martinis, flowers, dancing, and a good lipstick, and of course, cake. If you're in the club, you've already had the opportunity to read one, but two books from Lucy, Hot Scheming Mess and Kill the Crazy. I had the pleasure of reading Kill the Crazy, and my name is Carly Fall, by the way, and I'm very excited to be here today with Lucy, who is a really interesting and fun person. So everybody, this is Lucy. Yay!
Hi. Hi, Carly. I'm really glad you're
Hello.
here.
So tell us about your author journey, Lucy.
My author journey began only 10 years ago because my life journey began not as a writer. I began as a person in the performing arts, started out as a dancer. My first professional job as a dancer was at Disneyland in Anaheim. I was a Disney dancer for a while.
That is so cool.
Yeah, they cast me as a flower in the electrical parade, um, which was an insane costume. I had to wear a car battery on my back. You know, they put it on your back there, and then they
Mhm.
would disguise it with all this green netting and stuff to look like it's part of the plant. And the car battery, um, it powered the pedals, which were over the top. Big stem would come up behind my head, and this huge thing of electrical pedals would hang there, and they were all lit up. And at night, it was really quite beautiful. But that car battery was so heavy.
Oh,
We had to
no.
dance down Main Street with it. And
Wow.
this was when I started discovering that being a person in the performing arts, it's not all neat and tidy like we see on television or on stage.
Mhm.
All the craziness that goes on backstage.
Right, right. Well,
That's the
if you're
stuff I,
doing your job and you make it look flawless, then, you've done it well, right?
yeah, yeah, I guess
Yeah,
so. I guess
yeah.
so. But that's when crazy things started happening, and I started kind of a collection of stories, uh, anecdotes that I would tell friends and tell people at parties, and eventually starting out as the flower in the electrical parade, that led me to doing the day off for all the seven dwarves. They have people who work full time being a dwarf in in Main Street and all around Disneyland, but those people have to have a day off too.
Mhm.
So I would be the one that went in on day off, and I was, whatever dwarf they were. My favorite dwarf was Dopey. He was fun. He was a lot of fun to do. But this kind of led to a lot of other crazy things. I call them crazy because it's not like going to a 9 to 5. I work at a bank. It's not, it just wasn't like that at all.
Mm.
And it was both fun and hard. And sometimes you weren't even sure if you were going to survive it. I'm talking about Disneyland, but it went on to other things that I did once I quit all that because my husband and I started having kids, and I wanted to be there raising our children.
Mhm.
And as they got older, and it got easier to be able to get out and start doing a few jobs again. This time, instead of working at an entertainment place, I started teaching dance in various local dance studios. That led to choreographing. I choreographed some musical theater. And in the seasons when there wasn't a lot of work, I started doing singing telegrams. And that's when the craziness really started.
I bet. But that kind of leads us into Madison, who
Yes,
is
it
the main
does.
character of your book. And I think that is
Yes.
just so cool. So tell us a little bit about Madison.
Madison is an actress who struggles trying to get enough work, trying to have enough for groceries and pay her rent. And so once in a while, she has to take a job that she might not be real comfortable with, but she'll do it because she needs the paycheck. One of the jobs that I had as a singing telegram, I decided to put in the book in Hot Scheming Mess. And this is the one where she had to go to a funeral parlor. And in Hot Scheming Mess, I made it so that her job was to sing to the dead guy in the casket. I wanted to make it very uncomfortable for her. This is one thing that's really fun about being a cozy mystery author. You get to torture your characters. In real life,
Kill them and torture them.
in real life, my job was not to sing to a body in a casket. Thank God, that would have been so weird.
What
Well,
was your job?
it was probably equally weird. They sent me in as a prank for the funeral director. And so I went in there pretending to be a dissatisfied customer. I went in there and told him that my husband contacted me from beyond the grave and that he's mad at me. And if I remember right, I think I put on an accent for him. And I told the funeral director, he's mad at me and he won't talk to me. And it's all your fault because you did a bad job of his funeral. You're going to do it again and you're going to do it right. And this poor guy, his eyes just got bigger and bigger, staring at me like, who's this crazy woman? He probably got a little nervous. Before we could get through the whole gig, because my job was to lead him on and really scare him and make him think some crazy has come there. Before we could even finish up the script that I had been given, we started hearing laughter. And I looked off to the side. It was all his employees were hiding around the corner, laughing and giggling
Oh no.
because they were the ones who put the money together, who called my agent and asked her to send us an actress pretending to be a dissatisfied customer.
Oh my God,
And
that
once
is
he saw
so
them
funny.
laughing, he knew the gig was up.
Yeah. How did you do that with a straight face? That is just hysterical.
Oh, it's part of the job. I had
Yeah,
to do a lot of crazy things where you go in, you're a singing telegram, but what you're really doing is it's a prank. You're
right.
pulling a prank. And I had to try and make sure that they were nice pranks. I didn't want to do any of the mean stuff. I never would. So they sent me in for those kinds of things. One time they sent me to a dentist and pretended to my husband's already giggling up on the side. Um, I had to pretend to be a terrified patient in his chair because it was his, I think, a 50th birthday. And so the receptionist and the assistants all got together and again called my agent who wound up giving me the job. And I went in pretending to be a patient who was terrified in his chair. And the poor guy, he didn't know what to do with me. So it was those kinds of gigs, but I also had some very sweet ones too, where I went in as a clown to paint faces on children, paint cute little things on kids' faces, and sometimes I was a fairy godmother at birthday parties. It's all kinds of things that
Oh,
you could
wow.
do.
That is
Um,
such a neat thing. I mean, we all see these people throughout our lives at birthday parties, at Disney and stuff, but to actually meet somebody who's behind that is really cool. For me anyway. For me.
it was fun. It really was fun, and it gave me a whole lot of crazy stories. So
Yeah.
that the stuff that you read that Madison does in her day-to-day life, that's not too far from what could really happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I would
That's
embellished here and there for the sake of um, just keeping it nice and still keeping it fun, keeping it funny.
That's great.
That's how she starts out in Hot Scheming Mess. You'll see some of the crazy things she has to do.
Yes, yes. Um, so do you write specifically in cozy mysteries, or are there other genres that you are going to be dabbling in or are dabbling in currently?
Yes, to all the above. To all the above. I'm currently working on a cozy mystery that would go in the animal category.
Wonderful.
It's based on my cat, Sir Percival, and I'm making that series the type where he's not just the detective's pet, he is the detective. He is the one that runs around the neighborhood solving crime. But he has to set it up so that it looks like his owner figured it out or his neighbor figured it out, but he's actually the one running around picking up all the clues and figuring out who done it, uh, discovering the bodies and all that stuff.
That
But
sounds like so much fun.
he has to make it look like the humans did it.
Right, right. You always see the pet as a sidekick, but to have the pet actually be the crime solver is just, it's
Yeah,
a nice twist. I like that.
the
I
crime
like that.
solver. So yeah.
And so we are recording this at the end of January. Do you have any idea of when that series may be starting?
I am hoping to have the pre-orders set up in March.
Wonderful.
We'll see. I'm see how quickly I can get through that. Um, I also have some stuff I'm doing on the side with fantasy romance,
Nice.
and that's a whole different genre, different pen name. It is not set up at the moment, so I can't send anybody anywhere for that. But for
Hmm.
now, there's Madison and there's going to be Sir Percival's mysteries, and right now I've got about 6 of them plotted out. And
Wow,
it's going to be
wonderful.
based, their Sir Percival's mysteries are going to be based on holidays. So we'll start out with the suspicious Christmas tree.
Oh, lovely. That Christmas tree.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be the suspicious Christmas tree, but we'll be hitting Valentine's Day, New Year's Eve,
Hmm.
Easter, Thanksgiving, Halloween. That's gonna be a big one. I'm
And
I'm
where are those going to take place?
here in Seattle,
Seattle?
the
Okay.
Seattle area, but a small town, because of course we
Of
always like to have
course.
our animal cozies in small towns.
Of course. Okay, so let's get back to Madison and the
Okay.
Madison Cruise series.
Yes.
Let's say it was picked up for television. Who would you want to play Madison?
Oh my goodness, I would love for that to be picked up for television. I would want Anne Hathaway. Did I get her name right? She's
Yes,
the one in The Devil Wears Prada.
yes,
Yes, yes.
yes.
That's who I would love to play Madison. Well, that's my pretend, if there were a young Anne Hathaway out there, that's the kind of person I picture playing her.
Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful. Um, so what are your plans for 2024? I understand that there will be more Madison Cruise, is that correct?
I think so. I've got one planned because I keep getting requests for her and her boyfriend. Um, she has a boyfriend. The first we meet him in the first book. Um, they have kind of a falling out, and she tries a new boyfriend in the second book, but eventually true love wins out, and she
Oh,
winds up
yay.
back with Xander. And I just get so many requests for more of him. So now I'm starting to think, gee, maybe they should have their spin-off. Maybe they
That,
should start their own.
that would be wonderful. That
Yeah.
would be wonderful. And then, of course, you have Sir Percival coming as well.
Yes, Sir Percival is going to be his separate setting, different family, different characters, but he's going to be the star of the show. He will have some other animals in his neighborhood. They get together and compare clues, and
Oh, how fun.
Yes,
How fun.
yes, I'm
Okay.
having a blast with that one.
So, we've talked about Madison. We have talked about how your past is Madison's real life. And we know that we've got more of Madison coming and more
Yeah.
Percival. Do you have anything else for me, Lucy? You have any other news?
I will be at the Readers and Writers in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
It will be July. Oh, now I can't remember the date. I think it's July 20th. Could look that up. It's
July 20th, yes.
yes, is it July 20th?
Mm-hmm.
That will be in Seattle at the DoubleTree Hotel in Seattle, really close to the airport. And I will be there with a lot of other authors. We're going to be meeting the public there, signing books, and giving away some stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's wonderful. Um, so tell us, where can readers find you, Lucy?
They can find me on Amazon, obviously, but
Mm-hmm.
also they can find me at Barnes and Noble, on the Nook. My books are in Google Play. They are on Kobo, and they can find me in the libraries. They might have to ask for it because some of the libraries have the books there, and some they're going to need to be nudged and say,
Okay,
"Could you please order these books for me?" So
wonderful.
they could find me there too.
Well, wonderful. Well, thank you for your time today. Everybody, make sure you check out she's got two books that she's offering. The first one is Hot Scheming Mess, and the second is Kill the Crazy. I had the opportunity to read Kill the Crazy, and it's a great series. It's so much fun, great
Thank you.
characters. And of course, we have one of the most interesting people ever right here, Lucy Carroll. Lucy, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank
And
you.
have a good one, okay?
Thanks. Bye
Thanks.
bye.
Bye.